keep going, man, we can take over the goddamn world.
Feel a little dust of wind and on deck. Believe a memory, no one will be forgetting. So as I leave, believe I'm stomping. But when I come back, boy, I'm coming straight out of town.
All right, guys, I'm excited because we're here with the stars from straight Outta Compton. And, you know, you guys are youngins. I know I might not look that old, but, you know, I'm 36 years old, man. I was listening to N.W.A. Oh, come on.
I'm 26.
All right. You guys were being born when this was out, all right? So you guys are kind of like getting a history lesson. What's your perspective on N.W.A. and the impact of gangster rap?
They started the family tree, you know? Like I'm a huge Bone Thugs fan, you know what I mean? Like, they started so many groups, you know what I mean? They tore down the walls for so many people. Like, they're the reason that you can curse. They're the reason that, you know, like, gangster rap is really on the radio. You know, they went through a lot, you know, but at the same time, it wasn't really always gangster rap to them, you know what I mean? It was about reality. You know, this film, it'll teach people a lot, you know what I mean? And people who are, like, young like us in our generation will be able to kind of understand more where it came from, you know, the why, you know what I mean? It's a lot of good facts in there, you know?
Well, it's kind of like you say in the movie, you're a journalist. You know, rappers were journalists. Your dad was a journalist, you know, because you guys were saying a story that wasn't really being told in the news. Right. You know, and it's being told today, but that was because of, you know, people like your dad. Was there pressure on you to act in this movie? Tell me about that.
There was pressure, you know, from the get-go. You know, my dad is the one who told me, you know, I want you to get this. You know, I want you to try. And, you know, at first I thought about letting a seasoned actor go ahead and get in there to make it right, but what can they do that I feel like I can't do? So I went through the auditioning process, 2 years of auditioning, going back to, you know, callbacks. Had to fly out to New York to be with an acting coach. I had 3 acting coaches over the 2 years, and it was all in an effort to give us a great project. And it has to be right. The story is too important. You know, these icons are too loved for us to get it wrong in the slightest.
Where you think you going?
I'm just trying to get home.
That's my son.
You need to get back in the house or I will ruin your night.
Oh,
I gotta talk to my moms like that.
You had the chance to change the situation. Would you take it?
Speaking of icons, I mean, you got Dr. Dre. You know, it's one thing, you got a relationship with your dad, so you kind of been studying this role your whole life. You did a great job, by the way, as Eazy-E. But he's not with us anymore, so he's not really looking over your shoulder, maybe from somewhere else.
Right.
You got an icon that, he's not your dad, you didn't grow up with him. He's right there, he's looking at you. What kind of pressure were you feeling?
It was a lot of pressure, man. But he made it easy, you know? Him and Gary, you know, they gave us everything we needed to get it right. They just wanted us to get it right. And so it didn't matter what it was, anything I needed, anything we all needed, you know, they were there. Like, and Dre was there every single day. I remember nights where it would be 4 o'clock in the morning, we still on set, and I'm having trouble with a moment. I could pick up the phone and call him, and he's in the studio working, or go in the studio with him and watch what he's doing. And, you know, he just wanted us to capture the essence of N.W.A. and what they represented. He knew we were the men for the job from the beginning. They knew, you know, so they just wanted to make sure that we didn't miss the mark, you know? We didn't just do an impersonation, a kind of blanket general kind of movie, you know? This isn't a general movie. This isn't run-of-the-mill biopic. This is real. This is real life. It's authentic, and he was a part of that. Cube was a part of that. Ren, Yella, Tamika, everybody was a part of that.
Speaking, the one thing I love about this movie is that it keeps it real. And it shows the positive, lighthearted side too, but it keeps it real. We're living in an age right now of political correctness. Right. Was that a challenge in this movie? You know, we can't really, you know, keep it real too much here, because, you know.
No. This movie has to be real. It has to be authentic. And, you know, the 80s weren't necessarily politically correct, you know, and this is 86 to 96. Right. So, you know, we deal with a lot of issues that were troubling times for the period. And, you know, we speak on really whatever we feel.
Right. N.W.A. You know, there were a lot of things. I got to give a shout out to the great F. Gary Gray, by the way, because, you know, jumping in that time portal and going back a little bit, it's not really that far. So a lot of people were here to live through that. You know what I mean? Guys like in your generation. You know, they had a guy in Detroit that stood up during our Q&A and was like, hey, I was at that riot in Detroit. Like, I remember that. You know what I mean? Like, that was almost exactly how it was. Like, that messed my head up. You know what I mean? There were times where Shay would come to us, you know, getting little secrets from Cube. Like, man, look, he said this is how they did it, you know, when they performed, and this is how it happened. And, you know, like, we tried to make everything as authentic as possible. You know what I mean? Everything is time appropriate, you know? Like, like, when Dre came out there and did his thing, he just couldn't help himself because it was like everything was like jumping back in the past, you know, when he walked in that old studio, it was like, wow, this is how it really used to be, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, and people, I know you guys were like at Fox News, and for like old white people, at first, they might be like, oh, this is a black movie, or this is a ghetto movie, this is a hood movie. But it's so much more than that, man, because I remember growing up in Miami when I first started listening to N.W.A, how empowering it was. Whether you grew up in the hood or not, whether you were black or not, you know? It was powerful. You sang the lyrics and you felt empowered and nobody could keep you down.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
You know, this movie, you know, this ain't no, you know, it's not a 2.5-hour music video.
Exactly.
You know,
Right.
this movie is speaking to things about the human character that we all need to be refreshed on. And, you know, it's a movie for everybody. Everybody has been oppressed. Everybody's felt their backs against the wall. And everybody needs this confidence, the drive, the integrity that these guys have, the fearlessness.
Right.
It's something that you can apply to whatever it is you do, the janitor to the president. Whatever it is you do, you can apply the same kind of characteristics to it and prevail. And this is an American dream story. You know, these kids, 5 kids in a garage, get together, make something that they think is just going to be local, and it changes the world. You know, that's N.W.A, that's Apple. You know, you know, it's a dream of, it's a David and Goliath story. It's so many elements that you cannot make this movie one genre damn near. It's so many things, and the world needs to see this film. It's not. I get ready to be surprised by Straight Outta Compton.
If you aren't excited to see this movie, then this movie's for you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
straight up.
Exactly.
Speaking of changing people's thinking, which I think is the heart of what N.W.A did, and ultimately gangsta rap, and there might be some gangsta rap that just glorifies the lifestyle, but this was more than that, you know? Where do you think hip-hop culture, where do you think, you know, people that are growing up in the hood or whatever, where do you think they are today because of the fact that they can express themselves? Is it better? Has it changed? I mean, what do you guys think hip hop stands for today?
Gangsta rap is a term that was brought on by the media. It was their original plan was reality rap, you know, speaking on the realities of what they saw every day. Not every song that N.W.A did is positive, but every song is the truth. Every song is something that they really saw, that they really did. And at a certain point, the knowledge aspect of that started to go away. And, you know, you start getting the thug mentality of it all. And my man Jason describes it. What do you say when you bring up this gangster rap shit and just like the new lifestyle?
Oh yeah, it's evolved into something that you really have to live. You know, like it's to the point now where, you know, rappers are really shooting each other. You really have to have a record in order to have a record. You know what I mean? That's
it's starting to
you know,
lose
it's
its
going
source.
too far.
Exactly.
You know, you know, it's supposed to be a tool. It's supposed to be something that makes you better. And I hope people look at us and see that. You know what I mean? Because no matter, like, we have different stories, but at the same time, we're just 5 guys who with the same goal.
Yeah.
You know? And we did not expect the movie to have a super huge wave. Like, they're talking political things and all this. And I was like, I'm just trying to come to work and be Eazy-E. I'm sorry. I had enough on my plate, you know, to deal with then. But now it's turned into something huge. And it could be great, but we just want to show people that it could be something that we do that's positive. Like, we don't have to go pick up a cocktail and burn our city down and
Be creative.
just be creative. You know what I mean?
Focus your energy into, you know, what's real and what's true to you. Because yeah, it's cool to rap about, you know, the money that you get and the cars and the clothes and the girls and everything. But if it's not honest, if it's missing that honesty, you know what I mean? If you're not rapping about, you know, people say, well, why can't people be more conscious? I think people should just rap about what they know. You shouldn't be forced to do this or do that. I think people should just be honest, man. And when that honesty comes through, you can feel it in the music, you can feel it in the movie, and Straight Outta Compton is gonna change the world. I'm telling you. telling you, man. It's a powerful film.
When I'm called off, I got a sawed off. Squeeze the trigger and bodies all hauled off.
Your songs glamorize gangs and drugs.
Our art is a reflection of our reality.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for making time for us. There's a lot of Latinos going out to watch this movie. A lot of Latino fans watch
My
this
brown
movie.
people.
Yeah,
Come
thank
on,
y'all
man.
for coming
Do
to
this.
support us when we was out there too in LA.
There you go,
We ain't
there you
gonna
go.
like that.
Raider hats.
August
deep in there.
14th. Check it out, straight out of Compton, man. In theaters all over the country. You can't miss it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.